Telegram that took the gold trade, because I did actually give the gold trade in the free channel. Let's see. Dude, this thing gave us a run for our money, man. It was close to stops. It was like it was like 10, 20 pips away.
Yeah.
But gold is just like
Forex and crypto.
it's the same as this other shit. It's just times 10 the pips.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, guys, if you ever think that, like, the thing with gold is it's going to look like a lot of pips, but for your stop loss, but so is your target. I always recommend jumping up a time frame, basing it off maybe a 4 hour or 1 hour. Don't get too zoned in, because again, it does pull back quite a bit. And if you really have to, it's usually a smaller lot size. You can't really put your normal 1% lot size on it, because it's going to be different on gold, because again, it's times 10. So 10 pips on what AU would give is really like 100 pips on gold. It's probably the best way you could explain
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's run through some pairs, guys. Let me share up here, and we'll start it. Yeah, we'll get through it.
Give me one. I just wanted to cover gold real quick. Why I
Okay.
entered on this early, um, and then you can go ahead and run through the rest of them. Let's see, we got a
Yeah.
good squad of people in here today. Welcome everybody, new and old, alive and deceased. Welcome to the webinar.
Yep.
All right, so this is gold. This is what I was thinking. So obviously, every time frame from the weekly time frame is bearish. Monthly time frame broke support right here. Clearly pretty bearish. That would be pretty epic if price came back up to this level.
Yeah, that's ideal.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Coming up to that resistance, and then coming down to the obviously, yeah, that would be a huge sell. And that's what it's kind of looking like right now. It's looking like it's gonna come up to that level.
Yep. It could,
Come,
'cause it's pretty overextended. This thing is down here, guys. This
yeah,
was
I
a
mean,
very large push.
my whole little strategy with gold is just when it retests these levels, like to try to take sells. Like you can see here, I would took a sell here, fell down. Here when it retested that, took a sell here, fell down. Now it broke some resistance. It's pushing up. We are testing this high now. So this is what I have that level based on. And then even coming down to the 4 hour, obviously this thing is pushing higher, like breaking resistance, following up with support, but then down to the one. This is kind of where I was looking at this idea is we just very simply broke below this level. We started shooting up, retesting this. I was like, fuck it. Long ass wick right here. Not a bad area to enter. Not the cleanest entry in the whole entire world because it did break resistance here and then it started like acting as support. And that's when I was like, oh, fuck. I should have really bought this right here because this was like holding and then it shot up, shot
Yep.
down. This would have been a nice little buy that went up. But now, as you can see, the same thing's happening. Broke support, now we're coming back. What I would say for the people that aren't even in the trade yet, looking at the 4 hour, obviously a lot of momentum just came in. Looking at the daily, if you guys aren't in the trade, I actually set a limit up here because it could push up again like it's doing right now. I
Yep.
actually set a little limit up here, about 400 or 48 pips up, and then you could put stops really fucking tight, and then it's just like a very low risk trade. And if this thing does fall, it has a lot of room to fall. Like if you even put $100 on this and it falls, that's $400. So, you know, take that into consideration. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing here. I'm gonna give Nick the reins. Let's see.
Oh yeah. But yeah, gold's interesting, guys. You could definitely make a small fortune on gold.
Mhm.
Oh, this is GU. We'll come back to that. All right, guys. So let's just see what's going on. Let's break this down pair by pair. See what potential trades are presenting themselves now and for the rest of the week. So we're going to start off on DXY. It's just the dollar strength essentially that we're going to look at first, and then drop to some other pairs, see what's going on. Okay, so overall we've been bearish. Okay, and what defines a bearish trend? Lower lows, lower highs, breaks of support, retest as resistance. That's what we've been seeing all the way up until this monthly zone. What's up?
Now you're good. I was just watching a video.
Okay. We broke below this monthly, right? We came back up, we retested, started pushing lower. Then we started getting higher lows. We broke back through the monthly and confirmed a higher low above. So now we're back to bullish. Okay, clearly what defines a bullish trend: higher highs, higher lows, breaks of resistance, tested support. That's exactly what happened here on the daily time frame. So we're looking to see if this is going to continue to move up or if this is just kind of flop, if it's going to flop and just start pushing down again. So let's go to the 4 hour. Best way to figure out what's going to happen next: start analyzing on a lower time frame. I'll start looking for patterns, structure, see how price action's forming. Okay, so here was that initial break of the monthly. Here's the retest of the higher low. It pulled back nicely through the MAs, right? We did form structure because we hit at least the 38.2. Then we started pushing back higher. We crossed the MAs here, blue over red. So it's definitely bullish. It's pushing up, but there is a bit of resistance here. You can see all these wicks, right? We're forming a bit of an ascending triangle. Let me just clear this for a second. Bit of an ascending triangle here. Boom. So this does look like it is a little more bullish because, again, higher lows, clear level of resistance, price action is getting squeezed by the bulls here. So this could definitely pop. Ideally, this is what we want to see. Some sort of push higher, higher low, or a quick retest, and then a push up towards resistance at 92.5. So this would be really nice to continue with a bullish dollar, but if it fails here, I'm just going to make this blue because this is most favorable trade here, but this could definitely fall out and start heading back towards the monthly, in which case we'll have to reanalyze, look for further patterns, reversals, see if this is going to double bottom or blow through this monthly zone once again. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Definitely just got to see how it plays within this price action. Let's drop to the 1 hour for a second just to get a better look at this consolidation. So clear pattern, guys. As you can see, we are above the 200 EMA. This is like really firm consolidation right here. This thing is just going up, down, up, down. Take a look. This is our level, more or less. So yeah, this thing is in a pretty tight area of consolidation. Just got to see how it reacts here. It's either going to push higher, retest, and then continue, or just kind of fall out and head lower. All right, and this is going to determine a lot for us. Let me see chat real quick. 93, you think? He's going to push to 93. Yeah, if it goes bullish, it's definitely a decent target. But yeah, this is going to determine a lot for a lot of pairs. And we'll see. You guys will see that as we move on to some majors here. So yeah, that's DXY. Let's jump over to AU. First actual pair. All right. So let's go to the daily first. Let's clear this up. Okay.
Hey, you, dude, I missed a huge sell on this last night.
Yeah. This thing, it's getting ready again, though. It's gearing up for another move. I actually missed AJ too, and I'll get to that in a second. That was a nice dump. But anyway, yeah. So AU here overall very bullish, guys, on the daily. Clearly breaking through levels of resistance. The most significant being this weekly at 0.76. So as long as we're generally above this level on the daily, it's pretty much bullish. All right. So let's go to the 4 hour now. See what's going to happen within this bit of structure. So here we go. Save it. Let's reset this chart a little bit. Okay, so we had fibbed from the low to the high. Price action pulled back pretty hard, huge drop off. We fell right to the 61.8 area, pulled back, gave us a lower high, pushed lower, found some support near a weekly, and formed to what looks like an inverse head and shoulders, right? It didn't fully form. It's more or less just, a failed push and then a bunch of consolidation to follow. So it's looking a bit choppy right now. You could have caught a nice short off 0.78 area, as this is kind of expected resistance. We were going to expect this to pull back a little bit, but right now, again, it's just being pretty choppy. We did pull back through the MAs. It is kind of falling right now. It's looking for a level of support. It could continue to fall if it follows this little 4 hour trend that we see. It could definitely do something like this. Stops at 0.768 and potentially lower down towards 0.76. That's where we could see the next stop here for price action. Could be something like this. Okay. This is definitely looking likely. Again, just follow price action. If this level breaks right here, you definitely see this continue to fall. But what needs to happen for us to continue with this overall bullish trend, right? So if we want to continue with the daily bullish trend, what do we need to see happen? Essentially, we need to see a break and retest of resistance. So this level would obviously be a DL07.8. You want to see a higher low above that. But if you want to get in on a more a better trade with a better risk reward on a lower time frame, you'd want to wait for a break of this level of resistance. So let's go to the 1 hour. I'll show you guys the trade setup. So right now it's looking bearish, but if we see this happen, so even this is a conservative level up here, we could bring this slightly lower like that. So this is what I want to see. Then I'll take a long opportunity into a higher level. Okay, let's jump back up time frames. All right, there we go. So that makes sense, right? Both of these trades make sense. The short is actually more favorable here. It's a deeper target, better risk reward. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's say we get the proper confirmation break and retest of this level of support, giving us an entry. We would be about 115 pips, be risking about 50. So let's shift this over. This is going to be a better risk to reward than the long scenario here. Or we'll just more pips. So this would be about 50. And then we'd be about probably 20 pip stop loss. So 2.5 to 1. Both trades are good. Less pips, good risk reward, more pips, good risk reward as well. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, this is really going to depend on DXY. If we see DXY continue to push up, right? If we see this break, if we see DXY make a move higher here, we'll probably see AU fall out down towards this weekly zone. Okay. So they're not 100% correlated, but it's definitely affected to a large degree here. So keep that in mind, guys. And if DXY flops, right, if it starts falling down towards the monthly, we'll probably see AU start to push up and, follow this trade path more. Okay. So that's a pretty detailed scenario on AU. Let's move over to AJ. This one killed me. But we'll get to that in a second. We'll break
I was
it
gonna
down.
enter the AJ sells last night.
It's good. It's pulling back. So we'll get to that in a second. Overall, guys, it looks very much like AU, right? Very bullish. We did break a weekly zone right here recently. What is this? This is 83.25. We broke through it, came back down, hit the 61.8, formed a higher low, pushed higher, consolidated for a little bit around this weekly, ultimately broke. So still bullish, still moving higher. All we can do now is drop to the 4 hour and see what lower time frame price action is doing. How's it forming structure? Are there any patterns? Is it going to give us an entry opportunity? What do we need to see to execute on a trade? Okay, so first, overall, it's bullish, right? We really want to ride in a bullish trend. We're looking for longs here because that's where the highest probability trades are, right? That's where you're going to potentially find the largest move that's going to kind of fall into the higher time frames, roll over into the daily, and give you some serious movement, 200 pips and so on. So, but that's not just going to happen at every level. So after a large rally, ideally we want to get a pullback. We're looking for a higher low. We want to increase our chances of a profitable trade. So I'm going to be super picky in terms of catching a large move, which is this buy opportunity off 83.55. And that would only trigger after a pullback, right? And this would be a higher low that forms here if price action follows this blue trade path. So we're waiting for that to happen long term, right? But in the short term, we were consolidating for a little bit. You could take some short opportunities, as this is forming, and that's exactly what we're going to get into now. But overall, it is bullish. We did see a flag opportunity here, crossed through the MA, started pushing higher, but now we are at an area of resistance, and we did see this consolidate. So this is pulling back, right? So I'm going to highlight this for you guys right here. So this is a bit of consolidation. I am going to drop a lower time frame in a second, but this is consolidation. Actually, that level's already marked. Let's go right to the 1 hour. Okay, this shows a weakening of trend whenever you see this, especially at a high. So after a large rally, we actually just saw something like this on EJ a couple weeks ago. Large rally, huge amount of consolidation, and then what happened? It pulled back really hard and then continued higher. Okay, so that's a possibility here. Okay, and this was a little bit of a transition right through the MAs. Absolutely perfect, right? It broke this minor level of support, retested after it broke the MAs and crossed, gave us a lower high, and then doesn't have the most conviction, but it's definitely bearish, right? We're getting engulfings. This thing's pushing lower. There was a great opportunity right on this engulfing right here. You can see this right here. This thing is perfect. Right, so I actually entered somewhere in here yesterday, last night, and I closed for a small profit just because I saw this was kind of choppy. We're getting some exhaustion, so I closed and decided not to wake up with a potential loss. Turns out I would have been in a pretty damn good
Yeah,
profit.
this was a dude.
Uh,
This was a great trade, dude. I was lining this up
yeah,
last night.
it worked out. I mean, this would have been probably 1% ish by now, close to it. How I had this set up, I was actually a little bit lower on my stop, but yeah, it was a pretty good trade. It set up well, but sometimes you got to make decisions to, you know, protect yourself and also think ahead. So I mean, that's why I personally closed. I thought about it for a little while and thought this was the better option to just close overnight. But we'll see. We'll see if we get another opportunity. You could definitely pull back, give you another retest entry opportunity, and then target lower. But for right now, I mean, this whole area is kind of, there's a lot of wicks in here. Clearly there's a lot of buyers sitting at these levels closer to this 200 as well. So we'll see how this plays out. For now, I'm probably going to stick to the 4 hour a little bit, wait for some more defined higher time frame, setups. So this is ideally what we're looking for long term. Is to pull back again, the higher low just above 83.55. And then we'll enter on an MA cross, the normal confirmations, bullish variations, bullish engulfing, so on. But yeah, so yeah, you got a nice little potential short opportunity that we just covered. If you see that retest, or if you're, holding this currently, look for it to come down to 83.55, catch that reversal, target higher towards prior highs, 0%, and then our negative 27% up at 86 flat area. All right, so that's AJ. Let's move on to UJ. This thing's kind of just hanging around this area, but it's as expected, right? It's kind of mimicking DXY, and we're just gonna play it based on whatever DXY does for the most part, right? So let's go ahead and cover the overall trend. We were bearish for quite a while, right? We moved through this weekly down here at 107, gave us a lower high, and then formed a very steady bearish channel, which took us all the way through 104.5. We broke that and then down to 103, or well, actually 102.65 area. Right, that was the lowest we saw, and then it reversed. First transition was down here. We saw this pattern form, higher low that broke the channel. Another higher low that gave us the daily transition just above 104.5, and then this thing took off, since that point. So very, very bullish, as you can see on UJ. Again, following DXY. So let's go to the 4 hour, break this down, see what opportunities are here. Looking for structure, looking for patterns, seeing if this is going to pull back, any signs of, bullishness or bearishness, to give us an idea of, potential trade setup. So right now we're just consolidating, clearly bullish again. We are sitting above 108.425. So this is the level I really want to see break, for price action to head lower, for us to see structure, to get into a high probability setup. But right now, again, it's just so consolidated. This is honestly looking like, let's go ahead and see if there's a pattern here. Sometimes trend lines or just, these trading tools can help you spot patterns a little bit easier. And it's all right if it's not completely there. You can just see if it works out. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, just delete the lines. But it looks a bit like it's a rising wedge, right? At the top of a bullish push. That shows a weakening of trend potentially. This could pull back, but we already know that, right? So this is just kind of giving us some extra visuals as to what could happen. we're looking for a pullback still. Want to see structure form before we could buy. However, this is definitely an opportunity too. Definitely just start surging higher, which is completely fine. We could just see this level up here around 110.5 hit. And if we see DXY keep pushing, obviously this is probably going to follow. So let's go back to DXY real quick on the 4-hour. Okay, so we have an ascending triangle. Clear resistance is right here. Looking for a break, and it could definitely shoot up a decent amount. So, definitely likely on UJ as well if that happens. Okay, but again, if DXY kind of falls out of that pattern, this will probably do the same. If you wanted to catch a nice short opportunity on UJ here, it would probably be right here first. Right about here. Okay, this would be pretty early. Counter trend trade for sure, but this would be a pretty good snipe, honestly. If you were able to catch a little lower high into this range, even if you're just playing the range, is probably a really good setup. But you're setting yourself up for a higher time frame move because you're looking to play this into, the daily, right, or the 4-hour rather. So this is what it would look like. So your first trade would be here. Probably would be a little bit tighter stop, 20 to get 40, maybe a little bit more. So we'd look to enter here and then run this through the support all the way down to a level of structure, right? A fib level, or even our weekly. So that would be ideal as hell if we could run that well over 8-1 all the way down at past the 38.2. So that could be a huge trade. That's how you really want to play these counter trend trades. You want to just catch the pullbacks on an overextended move, right? And then it'll come quick too, because this pullback, it could definitely melt in like just a few hours. Maybe 8 to 12 hours, you could see this thing completely fall. All right, so it'd be nice to catch it on an early transition, right? So that's where that short idea is coming from. Just because there's enough room for this to fall. So that would be nice if that happened. And then again, we'd be looking for, long opportunities if we could see a reversal. So those are the ideas on UJ. Until we see something kind of play out on DXY, we just got to consider all options. That's why, there's potentially 3 ways this could play out. We're just waiting for price action to do something, right? It's either going to keep rallying. Maybe we'll get a short opportunity for a pullback, and then long-term looking for a buy. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. Other than that, we're waiting. So let's move on to our next pair, EJ. This one's actually looking pretty damn good for an entry. I just want to see how it reacts at this zone here. We'll get to that in a second. Let's start out on the daily. Overall, very bullish, guys. Clearly, like a super steady bullish channel here. Recently broke 126.5 after a period of consolidation. This is actually what I was just talking about. We're at a key zone. We're consolidating. After this consolidation, it pulled back pretty hard, hit a fib level, and then just rallied, took off from there. Okay, so kind of like a slingshot, like it was building up, pulled back, and then took off. Okay, so now it's very, very bullish. Let's go to the 4-hour, see what price action's telling us and what potential setups we could find. All right, so super bullish, clearly. All right, so this is what we wanted. Once this broke here, it was a bit overextended, as you can see from the fibs, 100% to 0%, pulled back at 38.2 to the wick, followed this trade path perfectly. And right now, essentially, it looks like it's moving through resistance again, right? This level right here, right around 190 or 103, basically. So it's moving through. There's just a couple confirmations we need to see to, catch this long. And that'd be some MA crosses, lower time frame transition. And then this could be a really nice trade. We'll be targeting up towards the -27 fib level, closer to 131. Let's go to the 1-hour for a second, actually. So yeah, clearly this level is in play. Waiting for just, this is actually, shit, it's actually a good entry right now. What do you think, Angelo? Would you take this? This looks pretty damn good. So let's count confirmations for a second. We pulled back. We hit structure at the 38.2. We bounced off also the 200 EMA right there. We did get an MA cross. However, this level here is kind of sketchy to me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that level.
Yeah, this sucks. This sucks a lot. If this pushed lower, if this was more of a defined level right here, and then we just moved through it, and we did test here, we did engulf. All right, so I'm going to declare this basically a higher risk trade. This technically could be an entry, but it is higher risk just because there seems to be a level of resistance right here. Let's mark this up to see what it would look like. 100 pips on the dot. Very cool. Yeah, I would probably do 50 to 100 just to be safe. And then if I saw this level break, I'd probably cut the trade. I'm gonna mark this as red. So this is like my manual stop loss, is what I'm saying. So I would take an entry here, guys, right? Just a clear 2 to 1, 100 pips for 50. And if I saw price action break below this level, I'd probably just do a manual exit. You know, so you're not losing the full percent. You know, you're cutting it. You're cutting it. Maybe you're only going to lose 0.5%, you know, maybe 0.4% on this. That's how I would do it, though. There just seems to be a large amount of bullish volume coming in right now. There's a clean engulfing here on the 1 hour. So yeah, guys, if you wanted this trade, this would be decent. Just follow those rules with these two levels.
Dude, I've got some trades cooking up right now. Look, pull up EU.
Let me just mark this. Yeah, so there's a lot of AU pairs, USD pairs are moving. So yeah, this is where we're at right now. Get back to that in a second. I'm gonna wrap up with gold here. You want EU?
Yeah, pull up EU real quick.
All right, this trade's not marked.
Go up to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, gold's dumping. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
see,
trying to.
this looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to short EU right now. Go up to the daily. The daily clearly very bearish. Yeah, it's all good. Daily clearly bearish, and then go down to the 4 hour. It doesn't even matter all that shit. 4 hour just broke that support, retesting it right now. Yeah, literally right in that 119070 area, all the way down.
Sorry, I'm just marking random levels. Actually, it'd be more like this.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. And then down to the 1 hour. This thing is retesting that resistance. It's at a high right now. It's clearly trending, downtrending. So this was like a good area to sell at, guys. You're not selling at a low. You're selling at a high point. It has the potential to push to the previous low on the 4 hour. So yeah, it's definitely
This
a
thing
good.
is bearish as shit.
Yeah, it's definitely a good sell right now. Getting it right at the main resistance level. I put stops at about 119350, which on the 30-minute is just above the 200 moving average. Let's see this.
Wait, where's your entry? Right here?
So yeah, guys. Yeah, I entered at 119080. So literally right there. And then stops are at 119350. Yep. And then you go up. So guys, when you're trying to find targets, bump up to the 4 hour. So I'm just going to target that previous low. So first target would be the that low right there, and that low, and then the next target would be the previous low point on the 4 hour time frame. You're good, man. So yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, guys, super clean setup. This is actually what very similar to GU too. Very similar to GU.
I'll go over in a second with GU. These things are looking a little bit different. But you want to finish up with gold?
Yeah, looks good. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up with gold and then pass it off to Angelo. All right, guys, daily time frame. Let's get it. Let's see what's going on. All right, overall very bearish now as of lately. The zone that kind of sent us overall bearish on the higher time frames was the break of 1800 right here. And since that break, we kind of shot down all the way towards our monthly around 1675. This thing just literally after it broke 1800 right down to 1675. Absolutely nuts. So it's safe to say it's pretty overextended. We are getting a bit of a pullback now. We're at the 38.2. Ideally, 61.8 would be nice. We get that MA pullback, higher time frame MA cross on a sell. So let's go to the 4 hour, see what's going on. All right, we're pretty far down here. There was a nice transition right here. Higher low just above 1710, so that's a good sign. But right now we're getting a bit of chop, right? So a bit of consolidation, just kind of flatlining, right? No real decision, a lot of indecision. So we're actually going to stick with our original idea here. Pull back to 61.8. Just adjust these levels, square this up. There we go. All right, cool. So ideally, this would be nice. We want to see this pullback, reversal at 61.8, catch a short, back down towards our monthly with multiple TPs on the way, 1710 being one of them. So essentially, let's just throw this in a box just to kind of highlight the consolidation right here. Okay, nothing crazy, just make this 10%. Okay, so we want to see this box break. And very simple in how it's going to break. Either it's going to break to the upside or the downside. Trades can be found in both scenarios, but shorts being obviously more probable. So ideally for some bullish activity, holy crap. For some bullish activity, you want to see a break and retest of the box. Boom. That's what it would look like. And then if it does break lower here, same thing, looking for a lower high below. Okay. Boom, targeting 1710, 1675, and so on. All right, very simple on gold this week. It's looking pretty good though. It's looking pretty good. Just got to wait on a few things. There's a ton of exhaustion here. See, look, this really highlights the indecision on the daily. Just look at the wicks from both sides, buyers and sellers. Right, sellers exhaustion, buyers exhaustion, all over the place. So you really just want to wait for it to break, right? You want to wait for the consolidation to break, which means there's a clear defined, either buyer or seller, and we'll have a direction at that point. So we'll wait for this to break and then we'll see. Okay. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Quick recap: I did cover DXY, AU, looks better on the 4 hour, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. All right. Damn, I really went for a minute there. I can't hear you.
Yeah, dude, you went for a long time.
Yeah, my bad.
Let's see. Got this chat. Fire cells. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna cover first, guys. Obviously, we're in this little gold position right now. I don't normally put on these trend lines, but as we can see, we've already broken a bit of a trend here, formed this nice lower high, nice push down. So price is going to continue to consolidate. Obviously, on the 4 hour, we're in this, like we've been in this area since March 14th. We've been there for 3 days, but we just had that volume kick in off of the daily resistance level. So we'll see if it's enough. Last time that happened, this thing just started pushing lower and lower. So like I told you guys, if you're not in the trade yet, sell limits right here at 1734, stops above this level right here. This is a nice pullback area. If we do get back to there, it'll be nice high value. Put $100 on this. The reward would be $400 if it ends up playing out. So that's a nice trade right there. I do have GU lined up. I have GU and EU, kind of two different ideas. EU, I'm looking at short. GU actually is lining up for potential long right now. So I'm going on to the daily, the weekly right here. So weekly time frame came down, found support at this level. Daily time frame kind of choppy, but I'm looking at this little swing down, these wicks, and then this like pin bar right here. So obviously price is forming a level of support right here, this higher low. Coming down to the 4 hour, again, this thing was broke support, pushed down. Now we just broke above this support, turned into resistance, starting to consolidate a bit. Coming down to the 1 hour, this is kind of where I just see break a resistance, retest, find a support. Don't get in yet. I would wait for this.
Yep.
Wait for it to pop above this 200 on the 1 hour, and then don't even just sell, put a limit on that. If it does pop above, if it pops above and forms one candle closes, second candle closes, put a limit on this one. And then EU, obviously, which Nick was just covering. This one I'm actually kind of the opposite on. This thing's been very bearish. Now we're starting to creep down on this one. 4 hour time frame. Just had this bullish engulfing. So last night I had put out wanted price to actually reach up to this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit this one right now. Let's see, EU, close. And then once price comes back up to this area, that's what I'm going to try to sell because there's more value up here. Right here is just starting to get too much volume in either direction. So there's more value up in this zone right here. So I'm going to wait till price comes back because this is the main area I want to sell off of, obviously, because of this support level right here. I could, move this down a little bit. Even then, we still need to move up a little bit higher. So we're going to wait on EU a bit. We'll watch it push up into that level. And then I've got some other pairs here. We've got EuroCAD lining up for a potential sell right now. If I come up to the weekly time frame, not overcomplicating things, guys. We're just seeing, oh shit, look at these gaps over here. That's crazy. So looking at the weekly, obviously very bearish, breaking support right here, retesting, breaking support right here, never retested. Coming down to the daily, again, very bearish, breaking support right here, comes back up, actually popped above, so I wouldn't have been looking at that. But then breaks support here, clearly in a downtrend, finds support, pulls back, tests some sort of resistance, finds support here, pulls back. I'm looking for something very similar to this area right here. So I'm going to come down to the 4 hour. So 4 hour time frame, as we can see here, this is what I was talking about. This was that break of support. Does come back to retest this level. Nothing too clean. Nothing that I would be taking a trade on unless I was in this area and I just saw this little wick. And then we had break of support here, comes back, retest structure, comes down, finds some support here. This is like a descending triangle on the lower time frame. Breaks, and then as you can see, comes up, retests that support level, and then you could have had your entry once this thing broke support right there. So now what are we looking at? The same thing. We had this level broke, retested. This level broke, retested right now. So when am I going to look to actually enter on this? You could just go back to that previous situation. When do the entries come there? We had this support level, started to break, retest, engulfing right there. So we're going to look for something similar. Prices coming up to that resistance level, which is exactly where we want it to be. But the 30-minute and the 1 hour are very bullish. So no trades on this yet, EuroCAD. Just waiting. If this double tops here, this will be a nice sell, trying to get in on this one. So I'll drop that in the chat. And then we've got EuroCEF, same thing right here, bumping up to the daily. Let's bump all the way up to the monthly. So monthly time frame, this thing has been moving higher, moving higher. Clearly, let me just bring this on. So clearly pushed up, long wick, pushed up, long wick right here. We are testing some sort of monthly resistance level. Nothing too crazy here on this time frame. Doesn't tell us much. If I do look left, there is this level right here as well. But again, not gonna try to keep this as clean as possible right now. Coming down to the daily, this is where I'm seeing some nice structure. We had a break of this level. Let's go right here, break of this level, coming back up for that nice retest. And then even down to the 4-hour, same thing, coming back up, nice retest area. Fib from here to this low. This is that 61.8 area. So this is where I'm trying to get in on the sell. We already wicked it. So, you know, on the 4-hour, we did already test that area. This thing could certainly just chop down from here, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer, coming to the 30-minute. Look at the 30-minute. Obviously, it's bullish. Broke support, tested as a, or broke resistance, tested as support, broke resistance, tested as support, broke resistance, tested, pushed up. Now we're hitting that 200-day. Huge pin, but, you know, a little bit early. I'm going to wait for it to come up into our area of interest, which is up here. And then we will look for sells. Then we've got EJ. This thing is coming up right into, I know you just went over this. This thing is coming up right into an area of interest right now. So as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, this thing broke support here, broke support here. This is my first area of interest. This would be my next area of interest if it continues to go bullish. Coming up to the daily, this is obviously a bullish trend on the daily, so this is a counter trend trade right now. Coming down to the 30, you know, what would we need to see? 30 minutes clearly in an uptrend right now. So we would need to see some sort of double top, some sort of break of support in order to go long on this one. Then we got NZD, CHF. Last night, I did a little sell limit up here, or I had this idea. I didn't actually put it on, though. I did drop it in the signals chat for you guys. But let's just go over real quick on the daily time frame. You know, where is this idea coming from? Weekly, okay, this is clearly bullish. But look at these wicks. Look how it's slowing up at the top here. Daily time frame, we had this little break of support right there. Nice push down with no wick, so a lot of buyers are in the market. 4-hour, clearly broke support. Right here, support, 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 broke. Right there, retesting, that's where we're at right now. So we are looking for a sell on NZD CHF, 100%. It already did wick the original entry. I'm gonna push this over. So we are looking for new sells at this point. And where would I want to get on a sell at this point, guys? Looking at this 1-hour, looking at this 30-minute time frame, you know, either we come back up and retest our area of interest and sell again there, or we get a hard break below this level and then sell on the retest of this level right here. So it breaks the support hard, retest on that level. So that's NZD CHF. Let's go over to Euro GBP. And for you beginners, guys, I'm basically just trading based on structure, based on price action. That's really it. Just trading very naked charts right now, starting on the higher time frames, going down to the lower time frames, and seeing if there is actually an area of interest to take sells at. So here you can see broke support, push down, retest resistance, push down, broke this level, retested this 200-day, which was, if we look left, this major level of resistance, push down, push down. So we're starting to slow up a bit at this level down here. So let's take a look at the lower time frame. What is going on? Euro GBP clearly very bearish, like we just went over. Push down, pulled back, push down. As you can see, pulled back, long wick to the upside. So this is telling me we're getting ready for another sell-off. Coming down to the 4-hour, look at that, you know, huge push up, then we push back down. So 4-hour just broke this level right here. I was looking for that retest right there. This wick is kind of scary, but I'm going to continue to try to sell this. And then coming up to the 1-hour, this would be the most ideal trade right now. If the price comes back up to this area, stops at about 20 pips, and then again, you're looking at this 4-hour, or actually you're looking at all the way up. At this point, you'd look up to this weekly and you'd say, you know, where's our next area? I'm looking at this This whole area right here is definitely a support and resistance line. This whole entire area. So that's what I would be targeting on this. We'll see if this kept right there. So that would line us up with about a 2-to-1 risk reward, which obviously is what we want in a trade. So this is going to be a nice one that's lining up. We've also got CHF, JPY. This one broke to be bullish, and I was actually trying to line up a buy on this one. Bullish engulfing right here. Now we're pushing a bit higher. We are testing some major resistance, obviously, but we're not going to try to get caught up in that right now. We're just going to more look at the daily time frame, broke resistance. We need to retest this level. 4-hour time frame is trending a bit, not the greatest. You know, we did push up on that daily, pulled back, broke resistance, came up, pulled back down, broke resistance, pushed up. Now we're testing the support level. As you can see, it's falling below. So ideally right now, we're looking for sells back into daily support, and that's when we're going to look to buy. So as you can see, this level is what I'm talking about, and coming up to, yeah, the daily time frame. This is that level of resistance. Price has yet to test any structure after this push up, so we need it to come back down, retest the moving averages. This will be a good area. So that's CHF, JPY. That's kind of my watch list right now. Obviously, you know, we're still in gold at the moment. It's up about 0.5% right now. Got GU right here, and then you've got EU, which is pushing down. EU is pushing down a bit from our original entry. But again, I'm looking for it to get in on it a little bit later on if it does come up to this area. Because the reason why is right now, guys, there's no clear indication on this 30-minute of what's going on. It just broke above this resistance, pushed back down, didn't really break any support, pushed back up. Now we're at the resistance. Yeah, you could have taken like a scalp right at the top here, for sure. If you go down all the way to the 5-minute, it's like if you're on the 5-minute right now, guys, and you guys are trying to do a little scalp, you literally would just line this up. We just went through like every single time frame. All you would do is wait for this to close, and then you would just put a sell limit there, and then that's your little scalp idea, you know. But we're not going to be doing that, so we're going to wait 30-minute time frame. I want this thing to come up to that area of interest, coming up to the 1 hour again. Yep, this is just a better resistance level in my opinion based on this 4-hour, as you can see here. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna wait on. If this thing does push down, you guys are in it. You know, kudos to you guys. Holla fucking Luya. But I'm gonna wait on that one. Let's go to some major pairs here. We went over EU, we went over GU. We've got Youssef now just flying like a fucking maniac to the upside. This is what I'm not taking any trades on this though, because look at this level of support, look at this level of resistance. This just last week dojied at this level. So clearly this is a main resistance level. I don't know what it's going to do from this area. We've got to kind of wait. Daily time frame, I started to look at this level of support was broken, came back up. Now we're coming back up to like retest this high. So I'm really not trying to trade this at the moment. 4-hour time frame, super choppy. I was looking for it to respect this resistance level. Large wick to the upside too, but still nothing yet. And as you can see, 30 minutes went really bullish. So I'm not doing anything with that. Let's go over to NU. We're gonna wrap it up with NU and UCAD. So coming up to the weekly time frame, NU is actually coming up to this level of support right here. As you can see, last week doji. So I was expecting this thing to fly up. Coming down to the daily time frame, things bearish, broke resistance right here, retested, bearish engulfing. So this thing's lining up realistically for sells. As you can see here, we broke support there, came down, retested. Now we just broke support right here. So I'm going to go right there. This is that support level that was broken right there, and we already retested it. So this thing is out. realistically. This thing is out. When would I look to re-enter? I would look to re-enter here. This is going to be our entry. We're going to do a sell limit here. We're going to do stops about 20 pips above the 200. And then you're going to target this next push, which would bring us here. Next level would be there. So first level would be right there. So this is the trade on NU. And I'm going to put that one on my watch list. So yeah, I got a bunch of pairs ready for you guys in the signals. A couple pairs, obviously, we're in right now. And we'll see how these things play out, guys. We will see. Give me 1 second here. Got this one. All right, cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yesterday we did the sale, so we did 40% off for everyone that is in the Telegram. Let me pull it up really quickly here. Or actually, I'm just gonna go to the website. As you can see, this GU thing's flopping a bit. Let me just pull up the website for you guys in here that are interested and that are still on the call. We appreciate all you guys. What period your moving average is, 8, 18, and the 200 day. So if you guys that are interested, you can come over to the website or check out directly in Telegram. We've got everything that's included in the programs in this video. And then our 3 products, the signals, the membership, and the trade copier, all the info. You just press join now and get you guys lined up with that. The sale is over. If you are interested or have any questions, just shoot me and Nick a message in Telegram. What you need to do, I'll come in here, is come to the pinned message at the top right here. This has all the links for the course, the signals, the account management, the funding program. The FX seed is on sale right now, guys. It's 20% off. The last day to register for that is March 22nd, which is going to be in 5 days. So last day to register is March 22nd for the April 1st go around. We'll have more updates coming out with that through email and everything like that. So if you want more info, come in here. Broker we choose, Prosperity. That's what we trade with. And you can come down to this live support and shoot me a message right there if you guys want. So that's pretty much it for this session. This will be on YouTube in a little bit, and the next live session that we'll be on will be on Sunday, as always, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Cool. So again, if you have any questions, hit us up on Discord, Telegram. Try not to message us on IG. There's way too many DMs. So jump into Discord, and yeah, we'll see you guys next on Sunday for the Sunday Market Blitz.
Sounds good. Hope everybody has a good day. Peace out.
Peace, guys.
And happy St. Patty's Day. I almost forgot.
Most importantly.
For you Irishmen, happy St. Patty's Day.